Those 7 words didn't just break my heart. They erased 32 years of sacrifices in a single moment. I stood there frozen, staring at my son, Ethan, the same little boy I had carried on my shoulders through county fairs, taught to ride a bicycle, and comforted through countless nightmares. Now couldn't even look me in the eyes. "I'm sorry, Dad," he said quietly. "Emily's family doesn't think it's a good idea if you're there. They said your presence will only create problems." I waited for him to tell me he didn't believe them. He never did. Instead, he turned around, got into his car, and drove away. I remained standing in the driveway until his taillights disappeared into the darkness. That night, my apartment felt emptier than ever. The wedding invitation was still sitting on my kitchen table beside an old photo of Ethan and me fishing when he was 8 years old. Back then, he believed I could fix anything. Now I couldn't even fix my own family. I barely slept. Every hour brought back another memory, working double shifts after my wife died, skipping meals so Ethan would never have to, selling my pickup truck to help pay for his college tuition. Not once had I regretted those sacrifices. Until that night, around 9 o'clock, headlights filled my living room window. A black luxury sedan stopped outside my apartment. I assumed someone had the wrong address. Then a woman stepped out. She looked elegant, but frightened. The moment our eyes met, her face turned pale. Her hands began trembling. "Oh my God," she whispered. "So you really are alive." I frowned. "I'm sorry. Have we met?" She slowly nodded. "My name is Margaret." I recognized the name immediately. She was Emily's mother. Before I could speak, tears filled her eyes. "I've been trying to find you for months," she said. My heart sank. "Why?" "Because your son has spent years believing a lie." She handed me a thick envelope. Inside were birthday cards, Christmas letters, graduation messages, and dozens of photographs. Every single one had been written by me. Every single one had been returned unopened. I couldn't breathe. "I mailed these. I know," Margaret replied softly. "He never received them." She explained that after my wife's death, a bitter custody dispute had torn our family apart. Someone close to us had intercepted my letters and convinced Ethan that I had abandoned him and started a new life. For years, every attempt I made to reach him disappeared before he ever saw it. "He believed you stopped caring," she whispered. I closed my eyes. "I never stopped loving my son for a single day." Margaret nodded through tears. "I know." She reached into her purse one last time and handed me a small voice recorder. "Ethan heard the truth this afternoon." My hands shook as I pressed play. The recording captured a conversation that changed everything. Someone had finally confessed. They admitted hiding my letters, throwing away my gifts, and poisoning Ethan against me for years. By the time the recording ended, tears were running down my face. The next morning, I stayed home. My son had asked me not to come. I intended to respect his wishes. Then my phone rang. Dad. His voice was shaking. "I know everything." For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he broke down crying. "I'm so sorry. I believed lies instead of believing the man who spent his whole life loving me." An hour later, another car stopped outside my apartment. This time, it wasn't Margaret. It was Ethan. The moment I opened the door, he wrapped his arms around me like he had when he was a little boy frightened by thunderstorms. "I'm not getting married without you," he whispered. "You've always been my father. I was just too blind to see it." When we arrived at the ceremony together, every guest turned to look. Instead of walking in alone, my son asked me to walk beside him. Before the ceremony began, he faced everyone and said, "The greatest mistake of my life was believing rumors instead of asking my father for the truth. Today, I want everyone here to know that this man never abandoned me. He spent his life fighting to be my dad." There wasn't a dry eye in the room. Emily smiled, took my hand, and said, "Welcome to the family." For the first time in many years, I finally felt like I was home. Life taught me something that day. A lie can steal years from a family.